Them levels. What's up, man? Welcome back to another episode of Everything Under the Sky. I'm your host, Lamar, here with some pretty cool cats. Young Larry's here.
Yo.
New Axe is here.
What's going
The gang's all here. The gang's all here. Episode 35, Everything Under the Sky. How you guys doing this week?
The OG Wax is back.
Okay.
The OG Wax. It's like I remember when I first come out here, that's when that nickname was starting to stick and everybody was calling me. I was like, oh damn.
Wax.
You know when you like first have a nickname and then like people like start calling you that and then random people start calling you that, you're like, oh, that's my new name.
That's how you know it just sticks. It's like, dang, I can't even fight it. It's crazy how a nickname happens, bro.
Exactly.
What's fun, I feel like for me, my first nickname, I was like, I was kind of like, didn't want it. I was like, Cream, what? But then it just kept going. It kept going.
Like he said, random people started calling you that.
I was like,
hey,
what the fuck?
I don't even know.
That's hilarious. But no, I'm chilling, man.
Yeah, I'm cold, man. You see, I got the long sleeves on.
No, I was ready. This is my favorite time. Look.
It's like 50
This is my favorite
degrees. Put
time.
it in perspective.
It was cold today for sure.
Bro,
And
it went
rainy.
from 75 to 60 to 50 by the time I left my house.
It just got hella dark
It's gonna be 40 by the time I leave here. That's crazy.
for like the next few
No, that's
days
good.
too. It's supposed to be gloomy and 60.
I know. I like it. You like it.
I'm ready.
It was cool. I was in bed though. I'm happy y'all came over here because I wouldn't want to go nowhere.
Bro, yeah, I'm tired.
I was chilling.
Bro, I was
I'm
asleep.
tired too.
I was like, I'm not coming. But nah, I was drunk. So yeah, I don't know. It was probably the weather, but I was real lazy.
It's the weather. It has to be.
It has to be, bro. But what were you gonna say? Explain yourself. Do you like this weather or not?
I do, bro. I don't mind. I get to sleep better. I feel like that's where I get my sleep. During the summer, it's too hot. I'm always just hot for no reason. And people are not as hot as me, so it's just hot. I'm hot.
Alright, so when it's gloomy days, like we're about to have in these next couple of days, what do you got planned for these gloomy days? Since you're so excited.
Bro,
You seen on the Instagram, it's the suit.
Oh, soup season. Yeah, definitely
He's
soup.
the king of
Yeah,
the suit.
definitely, bro.
We
It's soup
definitely
season.
have some soup. We gotta talk about that.
Oh yeah, that shit's
Oh
fire.
yeah, that's dope that you guys liked it. I appreciate that.
Talk about it. What was it?
It was just a tomato soup basically, and then I had grilled cheese on the
Just
side.
a tomato soup.
It was homemade. Yeah, it
If I
was.
make just a tomato soup, I grab a can of tomato soup, crack that oven, put it in the pot, heat it up. Just some tomato soup, baby.
Nah, but
that's
it's-
what you made, huh?
Just some tomato soup. No, it was just homemade. But I think it's pretty simple. Me personally, I don't think it's too much work. But I don't know, I think cooking sometimes is just like therapeutic. I just like be in my zone, doing my own thing, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I mean.
I feel like you don't want to give away too much.
Yeah.
Tune into his cooking show.
Well, I don't want it to be your eyes cooking show right now. I just
What kind of
explain
tomato
everything.
soup did he make?
I know. He's all being discreet.
Stay tuned.
Nah, but it was fire. There'll be a picture and video and all that stuff. So yeah.
Coming soon. Episode 35 though, man. Don't really know where to start. It wasn't super big news. I mean, kinda. But the thing that kind of took over my timeline the most was media day for basketball. All these pictures. It's like getting to the time where we have all the sports just on TV at all times. And I keep forgetting that there's like 18 weeks in football now too. So we have an extra week of football, which is crazy.
Nah, yeah, see, and I was just gonna say that's the other reason why I like this time of the year, because it's my two favorite sports are on. It's like there's something every day. You could watch basketball every day. Your team's probably playing every other few days at least, and so yeah, it's just the best time. And I like to just be chilling, man, chilling and cooking soups. It's like I'm playing cooking everything.
Chilling and cooking soup. Sounds like a mixtape.
Chilling and cooking soups.
Before we get into NBA Media Day Sportsy Talk, just some quick WTF news that I've seen. The Conjuring house is for sale, and I think somebody bought it. I don't know if somebody bought it or not, but it says it's selling for $1.2 million. Have you guys seen The Conjuring?
Yeah, no, I've definitely seen it, and I would not want to live there. So,
It says the house sits on 8.5 acres, has 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms. It was built in 1836, and the current asking price is 1.2.
anything that old, you don't want to live there.
First of all, I'm like 3 bedrooms, 1.5, 1.2 million. Something's not adding up.
Bro, 8.5 acres of land though? That's a lot.
So you're saying it's mostly the land
Yeah.
that you're paying for? Okay.
Cause yeah, you see the house.
Yeah.
If you've seen the movie, it's not a big house, but yeah, it's a lot of land.
Look at that dog.
I know. How do you like
Bro,
just move into the?
Look, even hold on, go back. See the dog on the very top corner of the clock? Yeah.
so The Conjuring is it based off a true story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Well, clearly it's the house.
wait, so that's the real house that was haunted, and they decided to make a movie at the real house that was haunted?
I don't know if they
I don't know
made
if
the
that's-
movie
yeah.
here, but they made the movie based off of this.
But this is the real haunted house.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Yeah. That, it looks creepy. I don't think I'd want to live there.
But then it's just like, all right, was that all dramatization? Was that even real? Like, is it all Hollywood?
True. Well, you never know.
You know, probably 70% of it was Hollywood.
Oh yeah, probably like 80.
Regardless, clearly they're about to make bank.
I'm interested. I don't think it's sold yet, but it's definitely for sale.
The question is, how
Look, that's the
many
little
live there?
space. That's the little area where they was doing the Ouija.
No, yeah, see? I'm not there. There's no, and look, they just sit there, have, they
I
have
know
a
why
table
why
right
it's still
there.
like set up the same. At least get some new furniture. What the fuck is
If
this?
they put it up for Airbnb, y'all booking it?
No,
I wouldn't stay there overnight, but I would check it out. I
You
maybe.
gotta
it's
stay
not
there
even worth
overnight,
it.
bro.
It's not even worth it.
And we'd have to record it. We'd have like
We just
the
gotta
night vision.
Try to
Yeah.
reenact the movie. So
We'll be breathing all hard. I don't know where everybody went, but it's just gonna be our green face.
We're gonna just be lost on their land
Yeah,
if it's that much land.
I don't know about that.
Look, and there's nothing there. Look at that.
Nothing. Where's
The
the nearest? Yeah, where's the nearest gas?
Where you
station?
running? Do you even know where to run? Like,
And I think it's in Connecticut or Rhode Island.
Connecticut?
First of all, Rhode Island. Why would anyone want to live in?
that's like half of the Rhode Island right there.
It's 1/3 for sure. There's something else I want to talk about before we get into media and before we get into Mr. Nasty Man. Oh yeah, here it is.
Mr. Nasty. It's Mr. Nasty time.
He's a
What
nasty.
movie is that?
He's a nasty man. They got him out of here for it. But it says the FBI records a surge in 2020 murders, nearly 30% in increase, and this is the spike in violent crime. Any thoughts about or increase in murder? It says the FBI reported a nearly 30% increase in murders in 2021, the largest single-year jump since the Bureau began recording crime statistics, and this was 6 decades ago. The surge in killings drove an overall 5% in violent crime over this past year. So not only is murder up, like all violent crime is up. And this is from the FBI.
That's wild. I believe it.
I wonder why. Are people just like stir crazy?
I think so.
And then once they get outside, they just don't
Well,
act?
I also think that I think a lot of people probably now could feel like the government may have failed them. Maybe they're in a bad situation with their financials, and yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of things that are playing into it for sure. But also, I do think it's a part of.
Yeah, but it's not the first time people's financials have been bad. I mean, 2020 was a crazy year, so now I
Yeah,
think
and
about
I
it.
feel like it's still there.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people affected by it. Whether they had to get a new job, take a pay cut, start over. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Blame it on hip hop.
Are you serious? Or are you just trolling?
I'm just trying to think of what would influence murder. Hip hop. Like real life shit, what you said, yeah. Like real life situations between people, but like across the US, there's a jump in homicides. Like a record breaking. It's just crazy.
And I'm trying to see if they like connected to anything in specific, but I don't think so.
Well, I mean, some people would. we already know the debate about guns and how there's a division between that. And
I mean, that's definitely making it easy for murders to happen.
Right, and I know a lot of these mass shooting what's the victims or who's the people who do it? The bad people, the people who commit these mass shootings. They're not listening to hip hop.
True.
They crazy white boys doing weird stuff. And it
The
says,
mass shootings, yeah.
yeah, I can't believe mass shootings, homicides, gun sales hit highest levels since 1990s. So that's a big part of it. Like you said, the mass shootings and the gun violence against children, it says, or just the youth.
Yeah, I blame that on hip hop.
I don't.
Bad influence.
So, but if this is personally, what I think, if this is a reality, like, one thing I feel like with guns in general, I think the more education people have, because there's a lot of people that don't really just understand what a gun could really do, and I also think that may play a part in helping maybe more gun education, like, but maybe not. I really don't know, but I do think I see them showing this video of people getting trained, like, on how to use a gun. I feel like if that's the day and age we live in, like, you might as well have a fighter's chance, and you might as well.
Yeah,
exactly.
At this point, it's like me against you. I don't know.
I agree. There should be more gun safety shows, movies, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Just however they could incorporate it, be creative with it, and just show gun safety rather than just showing people popping off guns all the time.
Exactly.
That's all you see is like, oh dang, that was
Change
so
the
cool.
narrative of guns,
Yeah,
maybe.
like, oh, I just want to get a gun so I can pop it off like that.
I don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. But I didn't even put two and two together. Like 2020 was a pretty crazy year.
It was all around.
Across the board.
I mean, you could still say it still is. It's not like a lot of crazy stuff still going on today. So from 2020 to 2021, I feel like it's kind of been all the same, if you want me to be quite honest.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if it's gonna like keep going up or if that was just like an anomaly year. But clearly we're only like halfway through the year, so they probably don't have those numbers yet.
Yeah, we'll probably find out sometime next year.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that data was probably based off 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
That's
said
what it
since
said.
Oh, that's what it
It was
said, yeah.
2020.
They said since the 1990s, and this is the biggest spike, right?
Ever,
2020.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the highest number of homicides across the U.S. Like, it's a record. And then this is the biggest spike within like a year.
Yeah, the year spike.
And then they said
Like 30%.
gun sales and mass shootings is at an all-time high since the 1990s.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's for mass shootings. I think mass shootings is just at an all-time high, like in general. But for gun sales, this is probably like the most gun savvy and gun prepared people have been.
I mean, my whole friend group, if you don't have a gun, it's like, dang, you don't got a gun, bro?
But then we're also getting older too, so does that attribute to anything? We're just like growing into older men, so we're like, we might be having to take care of our family more type thing, we're just more protective. I
So
think it's
do you-
all in one.
I'm trying to think why. I don't, maybe, yeah.
I think it depends. I grew up around guns, so I've always envisioned having a gun. I just never went and did it. But like, I grew up knowing how to use a gun, stuff like that. I think, but maybe it is with getting older, I've gotten more protective. Maybe I realize more of what's going on in the world too. When you're younger, you're kind of oblivious to
Yeah.
shit sometimes.
That makes sense.
Not exactly like,
Yeah.
and probably a lot of adults had guns you just didn't realize, you know? So it just wasn't a thing to like be in a rush to get a gun. You know, like
Yeah.
sometimes you see adults, you see them as you're growing up, you're like, damn, I can't wait to get a nice car like that. I can't wait to get my
Yeah.
cell phone, so blah, blah. So it's just, you never were in that rush. So I agree with what you said, like maybe we're just getting older, just, that's what you do. You just got, you feel like you have to protect your family and shit. You know?
Yeah.
Just gotta do what you gotta do. It's not like, oh, I wanna get a gun because it's cool. It's like, nah, this is,
I need to protect.
yeah, I feel like I need a gun at this point in my life.
Exactly. Another crazy 2020 news. It says, R. Kelly is found guilty of all counts and can face life in prison. I know he's been convicted, but I don't think he's been tried yet. But the crazy thing is, I think he's like been tried in New York, but he still has cases in like Illinois and like Minnesota, like random ass places.
So this is just one case.
So like he might be convicted, and he's convicted on all accounts. So this is only the beginning. So it's not looking too good for R. Kelly. But they did officially convict him over the weekend. And you know, us being the weekly wrap up, got to talk about it. And it's just interesting. You got the Boondocks on here too. I've seen people already like protesting against R. Kelly being locked up and stuff, and the Boondocks memed it like what 15 years ago,
Yeah.
and now it's all coming to fruition. So that's hilarious.
It's crazy. And so people don't want him to go to jail?
I didn't know that. I didn't see all that, but
I
that's,
mean, it's always,
He's a celebrity.
why? Because it's that there's that doubt that he might be innocent.
I think people just love R. Kelly. That
They're
much.
not loving him knowing he's guilty, right?
They think he's innocent. They think it's all
Right.
fabricated.
Exactly. So they're like, nah.
And R. Kelly's, he's saying he's innocent, and
Of course.
his lawyer said he's probably going to appeal it,
Right.
and he's still maintaining his innocence. So his fans are just going to believe what R. Kelly says. So I think they just think he's innocent.
Yeah, and the appeals been going for years and years and years. So I don't know where he's being held right now. I wonder if he's locked up right now.
Oh yeah, he's in jail.
yeah, he's not free right now.
Damn, so appeals won't even satisfy him. Because regardless, he's locked up right now.
So yeah, it's probably going to his estate, but I'm like, is he like, hey, get that money and give it to me? I need it. I need to live in here.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder what his living situation is.
But yeah, if y'all haven't seen that episode of the Boondocks, you should watch it. It's
No, I've definitely seen
basically what is going on right now.
it. That's just, yeah, that's a wild situation. See what I mean? Shit's crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
When we look back, I'm like, woo, that was some wild time, boy. You guys want to talk about NBA Media Day at all?
I'm excited.
Talk about it. Oh, go ahead.
No, yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm ready for basketball. I'm pretty hyped. Both for my team, for just basketball in general.
What did you see at media that any shoes you like?
Not so much. Well, it's more just the news around it. Like he's showing right now, Michael Porter Jr. has signed a max contract with us.
See, I told you whenever I scroll through my shit, it's
Yeah.
always Nuggets.
It's like a $207 million, possibly up to $207 million for 5 years. Whew.
Yeah, we were talking about Michael Porter.
And
Right. I seen they were like one of 5 teams that had max contracts on their roster, 3 max contracts on their roster, and it was Philly, if I'm not mistaken, with Joel, Ben, and Tobias. The Lakers with Westbrook, AD, LeBron. You guys. Who else?
I know you said the Nets already, right?
No, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And there was like one more team.
His highlights making him look nasty.
That's why they're paying him. But I think it's like we were talking about it earlier. I think it's like 174 million guaranteed, but he has incentives if he gets like All NBA or MVP or All Star to possibly get up to 207 million. Still crazy though, and I'm just hyped that the Nuggets don't do that often. Like our franchise, we're a smaller market, so they don't always go up over the luxury tax to pay people. Like we got like right now, Jokic is gonna resign with us. He's gonna get a super max from us, but we have like a 5-year window, 4-year window.
Golden State was the other team with Clay, Steph, and
basketball.
Trae.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, y'all are stamping y'all's big 3 right now. Like,
Yeah.
this is our core. This is what we're doing. This is how we're moving forward. Who you rocking with this year, Jerome, for NBA? What? I know you're not. You're like the casual NBA. Would you call yourself a casual NBA fan?
Was
What's the
explain
definition?
yourself.
What's the definition of a casual
I'll just
fan?
explain my status. I am a person that likes to watch NBA once it gets heated.
Okay.
So I don't really follow it all season long. So I don't really like have a team to like fan out on and be like, oh, I know what they're doing, who they're looking at, who they've been scouting. So
Yeah,
no,
I would say Cat. He's
Yeah, I
like
would
the
say you're
casual.
like a cat.
You
That's
like
like a cat.
know the typical players, but like the bench players.
right,
probably
like
not.
entertain me. Like,
Yeah.
is it a good game tonight or not?
Yeah.
So like on the like surface level, who are you liking this year, or who are you rocking with?
Well, I don't know who I like yet, but I will say that the Lakers are stacked.
I've been seeing those pictures.
Do they just
float
keep
around.
like, hey, yeah, come on. Like Rondo's back.
No, it was like 6
Bro,
Hall of
like,
Famers in
what?
one picture. I'm like,
Oh,
dang.
like, dang, they still got Rondo, Westbrook.
Yeah.
Bro, crazy.
It's
But I
honestly-
was telling Trav, like, this reminds me of when the Lakers got like Steve Nash, Dwight, and they kind of just got stacked and it did not work out. Like, it's just too good to be true. Something is up
I'm
right now.
gonna say this, that I'm leaning towards being a Lakers fan because I feel like they're the one organization that's taking it all serious right now. Not to downgrade anybody else, but just the way what they're doing. Obviously, LeBron, he loves basketball. You know, like
True. But
he's
that's
gonna do whatever
always,
he has to do to
that's
win.
always the Lakers' agenda is win now.
Right, exactly.
They,
So
they don't.
all these people, like we saw that interview with Carmelo. He was like, "Do y'all need me or do y'all want me?
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference, you know."
He said LeBron made the
And it's
call
like,
personally.
is this the time? And he's like, this is the best time. Like, so I don't know. So I like what they're doing. Like, so I feel like that energy's they're gonna be an exciting team to watch, regardless
Of the
And-
age.
and-
I think that's the thing that everybody's like running to is the age. And that, it definitely matters,
Yeah.
but we're gonna see because I think they all know like that's what people are talking about. So
Right.
I think it's
but
all gonna be on Anthony
age ain't
Davis
nothing, bro. It's basketball. Like,
at the end of the day.
Well,
the skills are a little
LeBron's
different as far as like age. Like when you get a little older in football, like your body, like that shit, you can't take them hits. You know, it's different. Like basketball is more skill. Like be skillful, be smart. It's more like a lot of mental.
That's
you know what I'm
facts.
saying? Like IQ.
That's facts. I think that's facts with football too. But honestly,
No, for sure.
NBA is
Like, if
pretty
you wanna see-
physical though. Like
No, I'm not trying to downplay it.
true.
Yeah.
But it's not
you know,
as
it's
physical.
just-
Oh,
yeah.
true.
Well, you're not getting your head rocked off, but I think
Yeah.
like they both have the things because when they're playing 82 games, and it's a lot more like it's not like
Right, so it's
it's
still
no
wear and tear on
stopping.
your body.
Yeah, it's still wear and tear, just
Oh, yeah.
different ways for sure.
They be drenched in sweat, like
Yeah.
there's no way I'm running up and down like back to back nights like that, bro. Like that's
Facts.
crazy. Especially some of the all stars like KD when he was doing that playoff run, not taking no breaks, playing the whole game, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Off the Achilles injury.
Yeah. And speaking about Brooklyn,
Those
I-
are like the top two.
I like Brooklyn. I was gonna
The
say
fact that they
Brooklyn.
still have James Harden is just crazy. It's like all you think about is Kyrie and KD, and like, yo, let's stack. And then you're like, wait, they got James Harden too. He's a top 5 player,
Yeah.
just chilling. Like,
And
I got the beard whenever you need me.
And to piggyback off what I was saying, like teams taking it serious, I just feel like Brooklyn ain't all the way there as far as basketball goes. Like KD might be,
They're focused on.
I don't know,
everything else.
Harden, he's always in the strip club. And
Kyrie.
Kyrie's not even showing up to media day. We're talking about media day, he didn't even show up.
He can't. Well,
Yeah, nah.
Well, let's talk about it. Why wasn't he there?
Well, media day was in New York, but I think he's at training camp with them now
Hmm.
because it's in San Diego for them as well.
Oh, so he couldn't go to New York. He's not vaccinated.
He couldn't go on to like their arena.
Team. Oh.
Yeah, into their private team. No, I don't think it's a team. I think it's just the arena. He couldn't be in the arena for work essentially, and that's where media day was to take pictures when they had their first initial interviews before they went to training camp.
yeah. So did he not go to media day because he wasn't vaxxed and you had to be, or did
Yes.
he just didn't feel comfortable going?
No, he couldn't.
wouldn't-
Okay, he
Yeah.
couldn't. That's what I thought it was.
See, I don't know. I just was getting that vibe from last season. He just had a lot of off the court antics going on with him. You know,
Yeah, no, that's the
Worried
thing with
about
Kyrie. That's
politics and stuff.
they said they were thinking about trading him for Ben Simmons, and then KD was like, nah. KD told him no.
What's crazy, even let's say we were talking about earlier, he has to miss half of his games because half are at home in New York.
Can you imagine that, being a fan, paying tickets to watch your team and your number one superstar? I'm just gonna say he's the number one, and he's not even playing.
So yeah, the NBA isn't requiring a vaccination for its players, but different states are requiring different mandates for inside games, and California and New York, I think those are like the 2 main states that I know of.
Yeah.
But they are requiring it. So Brooklyn, all the California teams. What's good is Rob Pelinka said the Lakers were going to be fully vaccinated by the opening night. So the Lakers are good. I haven't really heard too much buzz about the Clippers. But Golden State, I know Andrew Wiggins, there was a thing with him, and then he actually tried to file for exemption,
And they declined it.
and they declined his exemption. So that he's like, I don't know what to do. And then Kyrie, they're not really saying too much either. They're like trying to keep it under wraps until they like make a whole statement. So it's like, Kyrie, are you really willing to sit out all of your home games because you can't play in New York? And the commissioner just came out now and said, if they do sit out, they're not going to get paid for those games, like officially. So if they sit out, they can, but they're not going to get paid for them.
I'm gonna say if it comes to that, I'm gonna say Kyrie won't play.
Well, and that's what I was gonna get to. Back to just the normal basketball. I still think they'd be fine without him. And he could just show up when he needs to.
I think he would.
But that'd be
like
tough in the
that,
play.
actually.
But that'd be tough in the playoffs. So if you're playing at home,
And if you have home court,
yeah. So I mean, I don't know, but
Sounds like he wants a lot of free time to do other stuff. He's trying to get advocate. That's the vibe I'm getting from him. He wants to be more than a basketball player.
yeah, and I don't fault him for that. But like, when it's time to lock in, you gotta lock in. I would say that most of these guys want to be more than just basketball players.
Yeah, that's why I say the Lakers. I feel like they're the most just.
Look at Dame Lillard. Like
It's all about basketball, baby. Let's get it.
when he's in rap mode, he's in rap mode. He dropped a few videos this off season, but then I'm putting my money on Dame because I know when the season starts, he's locked in.
Right.
Shams released some of the NBA's health and protocols for the 2021 season, and it's like huge difference for vax to non-vax, and for the non-vax players, they can't do dining indoors as the same players. They have to do 6 feet away in team meetings. They have to have a distant locker. They have to remain at the residence or hotel, and then they're prohibited from public venues also.
But what is the point of all this if at the end of the day they're gonna come together, shake hands, touch the same ball, and play basketball, sit next to each other on the bench?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's what a lot of people are saying. Like, they're gonna play anyways. But I think it's more to just make sure that keeping safe off the court also,
No, I get it.
because that's a more of a controlled setting. They have to get tested right before games or like that day of.
well, and I also think like if an outbreak were to happen in the NBA,
It's easier to trace. Contact
Yeah.
tracing is easier. When they're outside of the NBA, it's like harder to. You don't know where it's really coming from.
but well, and also we know what the vaccine is like. It's not gonna. It lessens your chance of getting it, but it doesn't mean you're not gonna get that virus again or the variant or whatever it may be. So I think like that could still cause an outbreak within the organization. I think it's also why they're taking these precautions or controlling what they can try to control, if that makes sense. But in regards to it, I'm so torn in between because there's a part of me I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know if we should really be telling people like you have to do this sort of thing. You know what I mean? But then I also understand the flip side where you're like, well, kind of what I was explaining, like people could still catch this regardless. You know what I mean? And
Just that unknown factor.
It-
bro.
yeah.
That drives people crazy. It's just like, oh, I don't want to be blamed later.
mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like, oh, we fucked up when they told us not to.
And I think 90% of the NBA is vaccinated, which is great.
It is.
So there's just those few outliers. So I know like Bradley Beal was saying, and he was like making a good point. He was like, you can still catch it, right? Even though you have the vaccine. And they were like, yeah. And they were trying to like give rebuttals, and he was like, yeah, but you can still catch it, right? And he was like, yeah. And he's like, you can still spread it, right? And they were like, yeah. He was like, so. And I was like, he's making a good point, but with
Right.
science and with medicine, like science is the king of variants and variables. So there's always like that but. So yeah, you can get it, but and then but this, and so it's just tricky. And the NBA, I like they're not mandating the vaccine, like you said. I don't think it's hard to mandate things
Yeah.
because that nobody likes to feel like they have to do something. So I get it. And the way that a lot of the NBA players are talking about is like it's a personal choice. Like I got it, and I'm not gonna look down upon him for not getting it.
Well, yeah, and I agree with that. I think everyone at the end of the day, they gotta look at it and be like, all right, what do I think is the best decision for myself, my situation, whatever. You know what I mean? But that's kind of how I feel. If we're getting into the politics outside of the NBA, that's kind of how I feel in general. Like, I think people need to make a decision on what they feel is safe, and we just gotta, in my personal opinion, at some point get back to normal.
Normalcy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what Dame Lillard was saying too. He was like, I don't fault this guy for, everybody's gonna come to their decision when they come to it, and everybody's gonna become comfortable when they become comfortable. He's like, so I can't fault this guy for wanting to do his research and becoming comfortable at this point. He was like, but for me, I did my research, and he was like, I went to college, I had to get vaccinations. He's like, when I was younger, I got vaccinations. And you know, Dame was in college for like 4 years. So he was like, I didn't ask what it was in those shots when I had to go to college. He said, they just gave it to me and I left. And he was like, so for me, he's like, I got a family, all this other stuff. The decision was pretty easy. But I'm just like, man, just get it. I don't understand. Like, just get it. I don't get why they're just not. Like, do they think they're gonna like get hurt from it, or like they're not gonna be able to run?
Well, I guess I just like
It's just
when
so many unknowns, bro.
with life.
I was like, do you think we know a lot about people smoke? Like, our generation now, because we've gone legal, we don't know the full ramification of what's gonna happen when we get older, how smoking marijuana is gonna affect our body like how cigarettes would, right? But we still do it on a daily basis. This might be an oddball way to relate it, but like,
true.
that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't.
But marijuana's been around forever.
But it isn't as accessible as it is now.
Been around for how long?
But it isn't as accessible as it is now, where a mass group of people are smoking marijuana on like you could go to a corner and just buy it.
And
We don't know what the.
Regardless, it's been around for a long time. Where
And there
people
haven't
have
been long-term
smoking.
studies of it.
No, there hasn't.
Haven't been
There
long-term
has.
studies of marijuana.
I don't think there has.
I'm just saying that. Alright, go ahead, continue.
I'm just saying, basically, regardless, we do a lot of things in life that we don't know. And again, but regardless, like, we could get all the way deep to it. Do you know everything that's in everything that you eat when you eat something processed? Do we know everything, like that Tylenol that you take, like what that really is? Or there's so many things I think a lot of people take and consume on a daily basis, and they're trying to use the argument of, I don't want to put this in my body because I don't know what it is.
That stuff that you're talking about, did it just show up a year ago?
What stuff? I'm
All
talking
this
about
stuff that
processed.
you're stuff. Tylenol, processed stuff.
Just because, okay, so someone's like, so you're thinking if you get the shot, it's gonna happen now or later?
Like, if I get the shot, I might get it maybe a couple years from now. Just let
Well, like,
let
so
me
if
see.
you had a
Like,
si-
y'all guinea pigs at this point. I'm just
No,
gonna see what
if
happens
you
to
had a
y'all.
side effect, would you think it would happen instantly right after you got it, or could it happen later?
That's the unknown. I don't know, bro. That's why I haven't got the vaccine. I don't know.
But what I'm saying is, so same thing.
Like,
So
it can
let's
happen
say,
a year from now. After a
but that's
year
what
from
I'm
you get
saying
the
with
vaccine.
all this stuff, it
It's
could build
too
up over
early.
time. That's probably why we're all getting cancers and shit like that. All I'm saying
Okay,
is,
so
I feel
with
like
you saying all this, it's still crazy that you would get the vaccine not knowing. That doesn't help me like
this
feel
is the
comfortable
reason.
getting the vaccine.
No, this is the
You know what
reason
I'm saying?
why. Is because I feel like the stuff that we put in our body that would be processed is by a corporation that wants to make money. I think this is like literally we're in a pandemic
These
where
shot is too.
where they're not necessarily like not the people that are
Pfizer?
creating this.
Pfizer?
The people that are on the lines. I just believe in science. Is what
The
I'm gonna
company,
say.
Pfizer?
Essentially, what I'm saying essentially is I believe in science. The people that are getting paid to create this, I don't think they're bad people that want to harm people. I think they're trying to figure out a way to get back to normalcy, because we've had vaccines before that have stopped a lot of things. And so that's where I just believe in the science of the people doing the work. Regardless of this corporation's making money off of it, the people that are in the front lines doing the vaccine, I think they're not out there to hurt someone or to make someone ill. Like, I don't think that's the mission like people are thinking it is.
No, for sure. The simple
But, like-
fact that it is science, and I do believe in science, I'm gonna wait for research studies to show that this vaccine isn't affecting people like people are all these cases that are coming out like, oh, it messes up it sterilizes fertility, oh, these women are missing their periods for 2 months in a row after getting the vaccine. You know, it's like I'm just gonna wait for these studies to come out, and that's all I'm saying. It's like it's just too early. science. That's how science works. It might come back like, oh, we had to tweak the vaccine a little bit, guys. Get this booster. It works better.
And no, I'm not mad at you for doing that. I'm just saying why I think. I get everyone has to make their own decision, so I'm not trying to make a divide there. I'm just saying like, what I believe is like we put a lot of stuff in our bodies at the end of the day. A lot of stuff that harms us, whether it's us drinking, whether it's this or that, this. We do a lot of stuff, and at the end of the day, ultimately, let's not get a rabbit hole. At the end of the day, people just gotta make their choice. Whatever you think you're comfortable with, do it. Because at the end of the day, like, you could still catch it. I personally just believe in the science. I'm gonna run with it. I'm not the expert in this. I think we live in the day and age of information. So whatever feeling you may have about something, you're gonna find data on that. Because that's just how life is today. Whether whoever is right or wrong, yeah, I just think that's where we are, and that's why shit's so divided anyways.
Right. But like you guys said, everybody comes to their sense of comfortability when they come to it. So, like you said, you might get it later down the road, you might not. They might get it
Make
later.
sure y'all don't turn into zombies.
It's just a personal decision.
I'm coming straight for you if I become a zombie here. That's like,
But me working at a med school and like me going through the stuff with my granny, let me just tell you, modern medicine and the stuff they can do nowadays is incredible. So like I trust science and I trust the officials. So
Trust me, I know.
how do you guys feel about the whole Ben Simmons debacle? They were talking about, I guess he wanted to trade for, they were going to make a trade to Brooklyn for Kyrie, and KD was like, nah, I'm not signing off on that. But they were thinking about trading Kyrie because he can't play home games. So like, what are we going to do with this nigga? Go lay down. But either way, this whole what's his name? Ben Simmons.
We forgot his name right.
Debacle. What are you guys' quick takes on that?
I feel like this is crazy. I honestly don't know how they're gonna trade him. I don't know if he's just not gonna play.
That might come down to
I keep seeing. I think he might be vaccinated.
That's important nowadays when you're trying to trade players like vaccinated.
I would
like
assume
Cam
so.
Newton, unvaccinated, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I would assume so. Because I think he's out in California and he's playing like training and stuff. So by that, he has to be
Then his
vaccinated.
teammates try to take a trip out there, convince him to stay, and he's like, nah, stay there, y'all.
Yeah, that's the whole
he just
thing.
doesn't
He wants to be traded. Yeah, he wants out of Philly.
That's crazy.
But it's like everything keeps piling on. Like first it was Doc Rivers, and then they were saying it was because the way the media treated him, and then now he's saying like him and Joel just aren't a good mix together on the court. And like you said, they were about to go see him in California, and he told them not to come because that was like a 0% chance.
Right.
But the Philadelphia staff is so bent on him coming back. They're like, we still want him to come back. Somebody, I think it was their GM, Daryl Morey, was like, yeah, it's kind of like the Green Bay situation, how Aaron Rodgers didn't want in and they came to resolution. We're hoping that could be what happens with us. But it seems like Ben Simmons is pretty hell-bent. But the craziest thing about all this is Ben Simmons literally just signed an extension for like 4 years and $170 million. So if he's gonna wait it out, they can wait for 4 years and not pay him. Because if he doesn't play, then he's not gonna get paid. Whereas some of the other players like AD and who else was a recent holdout? James Harden, they had one contract on their year. And people can hold out for 1 year, but 4 years, that's pushing it. So Philly still owns, they have like all the rings.
So does that still count as their salary cap though? They still gotta count it?
Well, no, I don't think
they can't sign nobody else, right? Like they could let him sit for 4 years, but
they don't have to pay him though.
Right.
Yeah.
But it counts as he's
that's
on
what I'm
their
saying.
team.
Like once
though.
that year's done, they're like,
But they're just keeping the money.
We didn't pay him, but that was still like going to the salary cap because we could have paid him.
Yeah, I'm sure it is affecting them. It's gonna affect them both because honestly, like
There's no good trades right now.
Well, and who would want to build around Ben right now with how everything's going?
Bro,
you know
I
what
don't
I
think
mean?
he's that good.
What they're gonna end up doing is trading him to Toronto, some like random place that he doesn't want to be, and he's gonna be sad. And he's not gonna have nobody to play with. It's just gonna be him. Like he's not gonna get traded to where he wants. That's what's gonna end up happening.
It sounds like he want to be in LA. He ain't going to the Lakers. Everybody trying to join the Lakers.
Exactly.
But I guess what it frustrates me is I personally think like I think there's a right way to go about it. Like, you could let them know, but you should still be handling your business because you gotta still show your character, right? And almost at the end of the day, too, I think in any sort of relationship, it's a two-way street, right? So I do believe at the end of the day, he should be looking at himself and be like, okay, maybe I do need to get better. Because if you look at some of his stats of what he was shooting and how he was playing, like,
and the dip from regular season to the playoffs,
exactly,
to Atlanta series,
exactly. So it's like,
you think he has an agent?
It's on him. Rich Paul is his agent.
oh man.
So he has one of the best agents, if not the best, right?
Yeah.
But
the agent can't make the trade.
true. He's just verbalizing.
No, that's what I meant. Like, he just stay quiet, do what you gotta do, handle your business. Let the agent do all the talking.
Exactly.
That's what the agents are for. So all this debacle doesn't happen. You know, right?
Yeah, but that's what's been happening. Ben hasn't said anything. I haven't seen anything from Ben.
It's just media. They just dig it up. They're like, oh yeah, he told his teammates not to come. Like, we didn't hear him say that, you know, but we know he said that somehow, some way. How do we know that?
Because his teammates told him.
Somebody tweeted it like, oh yeah, he said not to come.
But no, I think that's how it's been handled. Is he's talking to Rich Paul, but he just literally is telling him that he doesn't want to play in Philly. And I was watching ESPN, but I was watching
like,
the first take.
As far as the media goes, in my how I look at him, he's not that good. As the media portrays him, they always dogging him. I'm like, dang, why are they dogging him?
What's crazy is I do think he's a really good player. I just don't know if he's ready to be a playoff great player. Like,
what's crazy is I think he's a great player. I think he's like Ben Simmons is 23. Ben Simmons is crazy. Let's not get.
Wasn't he hurt his first year?
No.
Who was that? That was hurt his first year.
Was he hurt?
no, he was. He said I was first year.
Yeah,
Just
he wasn't like a true rookie when he first.
Yeah, because he was bad.
Because then he get like rookie of the year, or was feels like a
with Donovan
like
Mitchell.
he shouldn't be a real rookie.
The process, yeah, you're right. But Ben Simmons is crazy. Don't let
he had a rough
this
start from the beginning.
Twitter get you messed up. Ben Simmons still has it, and somebody said on ESPN he's like a jump shot away from LeBron 2.0.
You know, Stephen A.
But either way, they were saying.
Giannis is probably closer to that.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Right. They were saying Ben Simmons is in the wrong. Like, he's the one who didn't show up. He's the one who had a bad series.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like putting a bad taste in like this generation's mouth. And he said this is why people think this generation is soft, because he's like running away from
Giving up.
right. And he's like, what most people would do is come back and prove to them that I actually am good. And like, most people will relish that moment and prove like, okay, I'm coming back better. I'm about to whoop Atlanta. Like, and he's just kind of just like running away from it. So I'm like, yeah, that is true, Ben. I don't know what's kind of going on. That's what makes me seem like it's something deeper there, but he's not saying nothing. So I don't know.
Man, we ain't got there ain't no more dogs. We need some more dogs.
That's what I'm saying. Kobe was been like,
Generation's
okay. So when I hit that game winning shot, don't cheer me because I'm remembering all this.
Dang. You think that any LA teams can see him going there just because he's staying in LA so much? Obviously, they're not going to the Lakers. They're too stacked.
Yeah, the rumors, they've been talking to Golden State, but they don't want Draymond and Ben Simmons on the same team. And then also Portland is Portland is a rumor, but they don't know if they want to give up McCollum.
You think Golden State would give up Draymond?
Maybe.
But what's crazy is I feel like Philadelphia will take a step back with McCollum. I think Ben Simmons is the better player.
It's a hard. Like, who do you get?
Yeah.
For Ben Simmons is like 20. He's like a top 20 player. Right. So it's like there's nobody that's gonna get traded in that top 20 to be able to like get back for him unless it's like trades. They can get picks, I guess. And that's the thing. Like, Ben, you're gonna get traded to I don't even know Houston, and it's gonna be you and Jalen Green down there. And I'm like, all right, well, this is what you want to get traded. Good luck.
How many years has he been in the league?
Losing. I don't even know.
I think it's 4.
Yeah, I want to say 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It's still like he's still developing. They're like, we can't get rid of him now. He's about to peak.
And I think that's why the Philadelphia wants to keep him, is because
for sure they gotta keep him or trade him. They gotta trade, right? They don't want to just let him sit. That's crazy.
Because like you said, they're not gonna get as much as they could get back from him.
Well, I could see this becoming an Aaron Rodgers situation and him just ending up coming back, bro. That's gonna be tough.
You did all that just to come back.
Yeah.
It's like Le'Veon Bell.
Just like Aaron Rodgers did. He did all that just to be like, guys, I was frustrated.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers kind of like pimped it because he restructured his whole contract.
I mean, Rich Paul better pimp this shit too somehow.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Cause theirs is a partnership usually with the NBA, correct? The way they run their contracts, like they do it as like a partnership. Maybe I'm incorrect.
I'm not sure.
Like, meaning the NBA pays part of the contract?
Like, I don't know. Disregard what I said. Don't listen to me. I'm high.
Yeah, there's videos of this fool Ben looking crazy too. Like shooting.
Yeah, but we see that every fucking summer. It's like when are you gonna have the confidence to do that in the games? You need to do it throughout the whole regular season, so then by the time the playoffs come around, you're ready for those moments. You know what I mean? You got to practice on the season of games. You guys are gonna win games. Practice those shots. If you make them or miss them, it's gonna be still a good shot. You know what I mean?
Because you're gonna make them play you, and it allows stuff to open up for Embiid.
They're gonna start going in at some point. You just gotta have the confidence.
But yeah, that's the most recent report is Ben doesn't feel like him and Embiid can play together.
As hard as I can.
I was watching all of it. Joel's like the funniest player.
We just all gotta grow up.
He doesn't even try to be.
You know, I look at it in the way that, for example, if, you know, I understand, you know, being in trade rumors and all that stuff, like, but that's just part of the business. If, I don't know, Golden State came and offered Steph and Clay for me, you think the Sixers would say no to that? They gotta say yes to that. I would say yes to that because, I mean, how do you say no to that? So, because that's what they do. They're always gonna find ways to get better, so you can't get mad at that. It's just the way it is. So, I look at it in a way that, you know, you just gotta move on and, you know, you just gotta be, you know, you just gotta be yourself and, you know, do the best job you can because, you know, we get paid to do it, and we get paid a lot of money. You know, a lot of people don't make, you know, this type of money, but I just feel like it is a business. It's unfortunate to be in that situation. Personally, I never really gone through it except probably 2 years ago when the whole city wanted me to get traded, even though, you know, you got stuff going off the court and stuff, but, you know, people don't really look at you as a human being, and, you know, that's not fair, but at the end of the day, you know, you just gotta take care of your business. You gotta do what you gotta do, based on, you know, what you get paid for. Yeah, but like I said at the beginning, it is unfortunate. I would not like to be in that situation, but then again, it is a business.
That's how Embiid feels, and I'm like, yeah, he's right.
That's real.
Yeah.
He was like, it's just a business.
All I seen was shoulders.
That's funny. Somebody was like, that's one of the funniest things the NBA does is make these guys do their press in full uniform. He said, so you immediately notice who's out of shape. He said, Josie looks great, I'm just saying. I'm like, yeah, he just was buff as hell.
Bro, was putting on weight, boy, he ain't been running nowhere.
Bro, they were showing him at training camp talking to Doc Rivers. This was huge, man. Can you imagine trying to play defense against Joel?
You imagine trying to play offense against him?
Better than trying to play defense, I'll tell you that.
Nah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Because this
for him on
Nah,
defense.
you're right.
Yeah.
He's really like, he could be Shaq. He was like, I want to show him some other stuff. Embiid was funny. Maybe I'll show it during intermission. But he was like, he's just like, and English isn't his first language, so he don't really be like trying to offend, but he be like,
It's crazy to like try to hear them explain stuff, cause like, bro, first of all, English is not their first language, so for them to try to like think of analogies and metaphors to like explain what they're talking about is crazy.
it's usually just so direct.
It's
He's
crazy how many foreign players are like top superstars in the league right now. Where you look at Giannis, who just won the NBA Finals, or Embiid, who's like Jokic, who just won MVP, Embiid, who's like right there in the MVP race all the time. So it's like, it's crazy. But it is funny to listen to them talk because you're like,
He was like, I'm thinking about shooting more three-pointers too, sometimes. He said, if you want to just shoot a three-pointer, you just got to shoot it. I'm like Embiid. I think he knows that. He said that's one thing that hurt us. So
It's just they're so direct with the way they talk.
don't even try.
Yeah, like they don't realize like, oh damn, like we know that.
He was like kind of like making a jab at him. They were like, if you had one thing to say, what would you say? He was like, honestly, I would just say I'm disappointed. Like I would just say I'm disappointed. And they kept trying to get him to clean it up, but he didn't know what they were trying to ask of him. It was hilarious. Other football news before we go into some, we get into shows before music. Tom Brady heading back to New England. I just realized it was the Sunday night game too. It's gonna be nasty.
Lit. Nasty? What's it?
It's gonna be a blowout. Like I don't think it's gonna be a good game.
Oh.
Hell no, not with the Patriots. They don't, bro. The Patriots don't do nothing downfield.
Yeah.
It's literally all check down, slants,
Their defense is
run, fucking screens. That's all they do.
Y'all gonna be surprised Sunday night.
No, that's all.
Myers.
But I think it's a good moment. Tom Brady back in New England.
Aguilar.
I do
I think
think
it's gonna be a good game.
I think it will be.
I think Tampa's gonna win by like more than 10 though.
Oh, I think they'll win by 21.
That's not a good game.
I don't think it's gonna be a good game.
Oh, I thought to say yeah, I do think.
Oh.
What do you think?
I think Patriots defense is tougher than that. So I don't think it's gonna be a blowout like that. Not
I think
3
it's gonna be
touchdowns.
21-0.
Definitely not.
What you
Tampa would definitely score 3 touchdowns, but they won't win by 3 touchdowns.
I don't think the Patriots have any offense to score. So
It's
I think it's
gonna
going to
be
be the
tough.
3 touchdowns to 0.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 7.
You don't like Jacoby Myers? You don't like what Mac Jones is doing?
No, it's been looking at.
I've been thinking about dropping everyone that I have because I don't have a big name on the Patriots. Like I'm like they don't even pass down the field. Like who'd you say?
Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers.
They will.
Bro, no, he'll get targets, but they're so short targets. Like he's not getting. Like if we're looking at fantasy wise, like I have him on my team in Lamb's league, and I'm like.
Yeah.
He's like okay, I guess, in a deep league,
But he's not gonna take you to the next level.
I'm not gonna play him. I just kind of have him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't,
For sure.
And now they have White that's hurt. I don't believe in Damian Harris that much. I don't think.
Especially not against that Tampa D.
Yeah,
Their
and
run
they
D's-
still got a good defense too.
Their
Yeah.
run D's like the
It's
best part.
secondary suspect. That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised.
If they'll throw down the field, when have they thrown down the field? They don't throw down
Bro,
the field.
it's only week 4.
You still haven't given your prediction though. What do you think's gonna happen, or what do you think the score's gonna be?
You want a score prediction?
Or who do you think's gonna win?
Tampa's gonna win.
Close.
It's gonna be
10,
close.
3,
It's gonna be close.
7.
It's gonna be like within a touchdown.
Okay.
It ain't gonna be like all time Brady sitting out. You know, like he's gonna sit out the 4th quarter. They're up by 3 touchdowns.
I also just think too, like Tom Brady's gonna go out there to
Bro,
prove a
Belichick
point.
is not just gonna lay down and be like, yeah, Tom.
Yeah,
Brady's
but
good.
Belichick can't play. You know what I mean? Like he's not playing. He's not the one.
So you're getting a lot of credit to Tom Brady then.
Yes.
No, and
Clearly, he
Tampa,
just
they're
won
the
a
champs.
Super Bowl.
They're the
Because a coach
champs.
is very important. Look at
Tampa Bay is the
Kansas
champs.
City last week. They lost. Andy
the
Reid
Chargers.
wasn't on the field. Did y'all know
They
that?
lost last week when Andy Reid was on the field. That's
Yeah,
what
he
I'm
was on the
saying.
field.
Yeah. Even the
Bro,
week
that was against
before.
Baltimore though.
Still. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
I
it's
think-
important.
I think the quarterback's the most important out of any coach, team player. I just think that's what it is.
They
If you
got
don't,
smacked against the Saints.
if you don't have a good quarterback, it's like a totally different game. Like, because your quarterback is the coach on the field essentially. He's seeing what they're going to be
No,
running.
if he can be a coach on the field, then yeah, he's
And Tom
great.
Brady is.
No, bro, that's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying that's crazy that you're saying the coach doesn't matter.
I didn't say that.
Sound like-
Well, that's not what I said though. I was saying, yes, I think a coach matters for foundation, building the foundation, but to go out there and actually
No, to
be
win
on
a
the
football game. Coaches can win football games.
True.
But who has more of an influence on winning the football game? The coach on the field?
The
who-
coach putting their QB in the right situation. Knowing
And
their
do you
QB,
think-
knowing their
do you
QB,
think
knowing the coach to call the play. And he says, okay guys, this is the play. And it's up to him to have the ability to read the defense.
He
and-
doesn't call the offensive plays for the Patriots. He's not.
No.
Josh McDaniels would be the one calling the
He's
plays.
still a coach.
But that's for Do you think Tom Brady's not out there going out there calling plays? You don't think they get?
that.
That's what I'm saying. Tom Brady is the more important person.
One of one.
Yeah, if I had to pick between Tom Brady and
Name another
Belichick,
quarterback that
if I had to pick between Tom Brady and Belichick, I'm picking Tom Brady because clearly he just went to a whole other team and won a Super Bowl.
Tom Brady.
Changed the whole organization.
I chose Tom Brady too already. That's not the argument.
What is the argument?
I'm
saying
Coach
that-
has. I'm trying to say that Coach has a bigger impact than what you're saying that he does.
No, I think you're saying you think I'm saying he doesn't have a big impact.
But he's
because I
saying-
think the quarterback has more of an impact.
He's saying Belichick doesn't have
Yeah.
enough of an impact to stop his ass whooping.
I'm saying
Yeah.
a coach could make a quarterback look good by putting him in
Yeah.
good situations.
True.
And
Nobody's denying that.
But I'm saying the quarterback has to be the one to
So
execute
I feel
that.
like Belichick has the ability to make Mac Jones good enough to beat Tom Brady. Like it's
I
possible.
don't think so. I don't, and that's nothing me saying
stay
Belichick's
within-
not good. I don't think
more
what
than 3
Not week
touchdowns,
4.
bro. What
Not-
the-
not week 4. I think 2 years from now, this kid could be a very good system quarterback like Tom Brady started off as. But no, I don't think they have what it takes to even keep it close. I don't think they haven't had a good offense all year, and I don't think it's going to change week 4. Is what I'm saying. Regardless of how great
Against a
Belichick
great
is,
defense.
regardless, yeah, I just don't
Or
see
a
it
solid
happening.
defense at least.
Bro, y'all acting like the Patriots haven't won a game. Like they're like
Against
the
the
worst
Jets.
Exactly, the Jets.
Mac Jones.
Okay, and they smacked the Jets.
But it was the Jets. This fool,
Okay,
Zach
so they're-
Wilson is throwing like 4 picks
now
a
if they
game.
lost against the Jets, you would have a showman right
They
now.
lost to
I'll
Miami.
Shut up.
Bro, the Jets are probably the worst team in the league.
They
That doesn't
are.
say
They lost to
much.
Miami.
Bro, Miami was putting up a fight with the Raiders. People
And they
sleeping on
also
Miami.
got smacked against the Saints last week. Mac Jones, 1 touchdown, 3 picks, 30 for 51.
That's no 270 yards in 3 games.
Huh?
Or is this just last game?
Yeah,
Oh,
this is just last game. I was like, that
See,
was
look,
just
and
averages.
he's throwing so many passes, and that's all that's crazy.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
That's crazy. He had 51 attempts and only got. Are they tougher than
Tampa.
Tampa? Who's better, Tampa or the Saints?
Defense?
Just
The
who's
team.
better? Yeah,
Bro, Tom Brady's the best quarterback in the league.
exactly. So I think they could win by 21. I don't think they're good enough to even. I don't think they're gonna score enough. And I do think Tom Brady could go and light it up. We clearly seen it in the first
He's been going
couple
crazy.
weeks.
I
The
think,
last week he didn't play too well, but
I don't know. I think it's gonna be interesting. Tom is like, he's like, I already know Belichick's gonna tell them. I already know like their preparation. I already know what he's gonna say. Like he's so tapped in with that organization that I know it feels surreal to be on the other side. But yeah, I'm not looking too forward to that game. I'm not gonna be honest. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's gonna be nasty. I seen the hip hop awards were starting to bubble up. I forget about these every week or every year, but I seen the hip hop awards are coming October 5th, and it's hosted by the 85 South Show, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they're in person. They're going to be recorded like October 1st, and then it'll be premiered October 5th. And the hip hop awards is when they be doing all the ciphers and stuff and different things like that. So honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's been a minute since I've been looking forward to an award show, but I think this would be a good look, especially with 85 South Show.
yeah.
I doubt we're gonna watch it live though. Nobody watches anything live.
Nah, mostly just the highlights. Get to
Exactly.
the gist. I want to know the good stuff.
I'll
like,
see it
I've
online.
never watched the hip hop awards, ever.
You don't never see the ciphers and stuff?
No, I always watch all the cyphers. But I'm just saying
Yeah.
I never sat down and watched like, oh, the hip
I
hop
just-
awards is on. Let's watch it. Sit
Oh,
down,
yeah.
have a party, invite people over. Like,
the ciphers just aren't as good as what they used to be in like the early 2010s and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
bro, oh, yeah, these ciphers be weird.
Or even the late 2000s. Or yeah.
True, that's something like they gotta come with it. I feel like they know that.
It's
So
'cause
like,
these
what they gonna do?
Studio rappers, bro, they just
Yeah.
they don't know how to just grab a mic and spit. They just, oh, is my sound right? Fix that. Stretch my voice. Hold on, replay that. Add this line in on top of that line. Hold on, punch me in right here.
for real.
And we literally could get big off of just having a good chorus and that shit just go viral. Man.
And have a one SoundCloud song.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully they got some hip hop artists, like actual hip hop, like some Griselda. the Griselda gang for
I'm
years.
sure.
You know,
Like performing or for the
the
awards?
ciphers.
Oh.
The performances, whatever. You could have those studio rappers perform. Like they're good at that. You know, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Talking about this is hip hop awards.
Yeah, no, that was dope when they did the ciphers through all the like units or all the groups. So they had like the good music. They had the
Ah,
That shit was dope.
They had the
Yeah,
TVD,
get the bar.
the what's Eminem and
Slaughter
Slaughter
Gang. That's
Gang.
just
Yeah.
that was the best year.
Yeah, so I like when they have the groups. So that'd be a dope thing to bring back. It's all about the Benjables, baby. Hey, what you been watching? It's all about the Benjables, baby. Hey, what you been watching? It's all about the Benjables.
We need to record this and actually make it a track.
What you been watching? What you been watching? Hey, what you been watching?
Damn, son, where'd you find me?
This is our Squid Game segment. This is our Squid Game spoiler alert. It's like, no, not too much spoiler.
This is our
I was like,
spoiler
yeah, come on,
alert
don't
segment.
spoil.
We always spoil
Nah,
it for you.
I don't know.
Yeah, because he hasn't finished it anyway.
Especially if y'all haven't watched the shows that you talking about.
What you guys been watching other than Squid
Okay,
Game?
this stuff's become my, I know I've been slacking, y'all just give me shit about this. Is gonna be my new favorite segment.
Oh. You know what we should do?
I'm gonna challenge y'all. No, for real though, because you know, seasons is changing.
Nah,
I'm about
for
to be
real.
in the house a lot. I'm definitely just gonna be chilling.
I watched episode 2 of The Morning Show.
Oh, that was good. I did watch
Oh,
that.
good.
There was something I was supposed to be watching.
The Morning Show.
Oh, there was the
so
second
good.
one too, though. Have you watched the? There was the second one this week, this Friday,
This is the third one this Friday.
or
Did you watch
this past Friday.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
Oh, you watched episode 2 of
Yeah.
it? Yeah. No, that shit's good.
Have you watched the second one?
Yes, I watched both.
Yeah. I watched that
I'm
shit.
watching that tonight.
It's so good. I'm like, I forgot why I fell in love with Morning Show.
They just the way they put everything together,
It's
the
good.
drama, like you can see it all coming
Their
together.
little dinner party.
Yeah.
That shit, when I was watching that show, I was like, bro, why am I so in tune right now?
Like,
I
Yeah.
was like, what's she about to do? Oh shoot, she's going on.
that's
oh,
what I'm saying.
shoot,
There's
she's-
nothing you would think about you would have an interest in, and then you watch it and you're like, yo, this is good.
Yeah. We finally saw Mitch.
Yeah. at the end.
Yeah.
Well, the beginning too.
Oh, was that at the beginning?
Yeah, when he was getting like harassed, like.
Oh, yeah. You're right, yeah.
And she was like recording, she was trying to get some clout, like.
You're right. And then that girl was just talking to him. He's like, I'm just trying to leave,
Is
man.
that Apple's best show so far right now?
I would say so.
I think so. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna go and say for sure. It
Yeah,
is.
I would
Yeah.
say yeah. To me, so far that I've seen, I know they've been dropping a few movies and stuff too that I want to kind of check out. But I have also started Ted Lasso in the last few days, and Ted Lasso is pretty good too. I like that it's shorter episodes, but I'm only on like episode 4 or 5, so I'm still kind of fresh into it. But so far, it's an intriguing story. Jason Sudeikis, he's killing it. he's
Bro,
cold.
yeah, he's cold.
I hate his accent, but he's cool.
Yeah, I don't know why they went with that southern ass accent, but I think
I see where it's going.
No, yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
show.
I wouldn't say it's a bad show. It's not
Yeah.
like this is a great show. But
Yeah,
not
it's
a
like
bad
if
show.
you don't have
Like,
nothing to
you-
watch, like if
Yeah, if you
wanna-
put it
yeah.
on, you start watching it, you won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
You know? I don't think so, at least.
It's won a lot of awards too.
Yeah, a lot of people like it.
It was like highlighted on Apple's page when I was looking.
Yeah.
And
No, that's why I started watching it after the morning show. I was like, oh, this
Apple
is-
just released another TV show too. I know that.
So they got morning show, Ted Lasso, C.
They got a few more things than that, but those are like their big 3. That's like what they be advertising.
Well, they
got
have that.
another one that I
It's
tried
called
to watch.
Foundation. Looks like it's supposed to be a new series.
What does it look like? Some horror, some drama?
It looks like some
Some
sci-fi
thriller?
sort of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it says. Sci-fi. It's a sci-fi.
I like some sci-fi stuff for some
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
do too.
Squid Games could be considered some sci-fi. It's some futuristic stuff.
No way, I hope not.
That's what.
No way, bro. What?
Why not?
No. I mean, whatever.
Why not?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy,
Bro.
but it's like I seen somebody comparing it to like some Hunger Games
It's just a
type deal.
new age suicide.
No.
Like,
But like, you know, people have money, people with money get bored. They're like, well, how else can we get this money off? And they're like, inviting all these people who are financial deficient, and they're just like, you know what, I'll do anything for money. And what's crazy is they can vote. How many episodes have you seen? Have you seen anything? They can vote if they want to like stop the games. Like they don't have to be there. If they get half of the people to say that they want to stop, like they can leave. But they're so like opportunity driven and they need money. They're like,
Well, I'm sure people are divided.
Yeah.
Most people are divided over everything.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
so that kind of creates a whole another storyline. But it's good, and yeah, people with money. There's like a whole little twist. There's like twists within. The games are my favorite parts of like. The games got better every episode to me, and they have. Somebody told me Korean film is like really good. I was trying to think what other Korean films there are. I didn't really look into it, but that's the word on the street. And this is a Korean.
Wasn't Parasite the Korean film?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Cause that shit was good. But they like have their whole like little plot and story development, so it's not just like super mess people up. Like they're also like trying to build the story within, and it's pretty good.
So when I first started watching it,
It's Korean.
Yeah.
it's a Korean film, like you said. So when I started watching it, they were speaking Korean. So I was just reading the subtitles, and I was like, dang, I can't keep up with this right now. I'm too high. And then I text Lamar, I was like, bro, this is too much for me right now. I was like, I forgot what I said. And he was like, yeah, the voiceovers are crazy. And I was like, oh, voiceovers? So I'm over here looking at Netflix. I'm like, I wonder if I can change the voice to English. So I changed it to English, and I'm like, oh, shoot, this is even crazier. And then I tell him, and then, so I got a question, because I was still confused. Did you watch it in Korean voice or English voice when you first started watching?
Voiceover.
With the English voice? Alright, see, I didn't know that existed until you said that. I was like,
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know it can change from like original
From dub to undub.
and just like have the subtitles,
Yeah.
or you can like put the English in.
yeah, so I had the English and the subtitles.
Yeah.
The English was not much matching the subtitles.
Exactly.
And I was like, bro, what?
It's
I was
like
like,
double mind.
it's kind of
twist.
funny though. It brings another aspect to it. That's why I like that aspect because I used to watch karate shows a lot, and it's kind of the same thing. Like they mouth be moving and I'm like, they did not just say that. And I used to always wonder, like, are they just making up what they think they're saying, or is somebody like really translating this? And it's like, cause you know, like there's differences with like I can't say this word that I'm trying to say in English because there's no word that matches.
Exactly.
So they just like make up some stuff like, oh, this sounds close enough.
Their own alteration of like how they say it, or like they're just like, it's literally like a word here or like a different word here or something like that. But that was definitely entertaining. So that sucked me in, and then pause. And then once I started seeing people get messed up, I was like, oh, this is my type of show right here.
Yeah, I'm about to watch it.
This is
I'm
my
about to
type
watch
of
it for
show.
sure. This is kind of random but related to this. I saw a post. Someone was like, "What's like a go-to movie that you could watch like over and over that you just always go to?"
I had a few,
Mine?
but that's a good question.
Mine is classic 90s movie, The Wood.
Okay.
I grew up watching that movie. It's one of those things I'm just like always, let me watch this real quick. If I'm feeling bad, just brings me to a good state of being, I guess.
That's definitely one of my favorite movies too.
But yeah, that's one of mine.
Okay.
I can't really think of nothing else off the top of my head.
See, I don't want to say the wrong one because I have so many, and I don't want to
That's
say
what
like
it
three.
was a struggle. Exactly, a
show.
struggle for mine. I couldn't pick just one.
I have a show
What show?
that counts, Family Guy.
Okay.
Like no matter what, I'm a Family Guy.
See,
Like
I
if I'm
think
thinking I don't know what to watch tonight, Family Guy. Or like when Squid Games was fucking me up, I'm not Family Guy. Gotta refresh myself.
yeah. I think for me, The Office has always been a go-to for mine if we're talking about shows.
But
I'm
movie,
like
that's-
really into sci-fi stuff, so like The Matrix is like one of the first ones where I'm like, I can just run this back easily.
Oh.
Gladiator, I like Gladiator a lot.
I like 300.
I'm trying to think what else. I mean, you know me, I love the Star Wars movies, so those are all. I was like struggling to really pick one. And then also I do agree with like, here lately it's been like Rick and Morty or something I just put on all the time. And I definitely Family Guy. Family Guy reminds me of nostalgic. Like,
Yeah, that's always like
Yeah.
a go-to. I be trying to watch some new episodes too, just to see like what they be on, and they're still pretty good. But it's just crazy to see like this is like their 19th season, 18th season, and like,
Yeah.
they're still going.
They're like, yeah, it's Simpsons are still going too. That's the crazy thing too. When I think it's crazy because I know a lot of people I know don't really like the Simpsons, but I grew up on it like back when like before fucking Family Guy was even around, and we had like TV antennas. You guys remember
That's all
that
that
shit?
was on was the Simpsons.
The
You
Simpsons.
change the channel like this.
Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah.
There's like 10 channels, like.
Yeah. You'd be moving shit. You'd have to put foil on your antennas and shit.
And it was like the Sunday
I
Night
feel
Live.
like technology advanced so quickly in our lifetime, bro.
Bro, it's
Just
still
not
is.
in our lifetime, in our childhood. Just our
I agree.
childhood alone.
For sure.
From
But-
TVs to how TVs are now, from cell phones to how cell phones are now, to internet to how internet is now. Bro, it's everything, bro.
It was
Like
just-
internet, y'all remember dial-up? Like somebody get on the phone, like, no, get off the phone, I'm on the internet.
No, yeah, technology has advanced.
Oh, you got internet on your phone,
Bro, we literally got, bro, that's,
on your watch.
that, honestly, this,
on your watch.
speaking of technology, I'm not to bring this back up, that's why also like with vaccine stuff, like technology has advanced, like that's probably why shit's,
It's modern
Yeah.
medicine, bro.
No, that's why. People,
Yeah.
That's why it's crazy that people are, like the vaccine has been given out to so many people because technology.
yeah,
you know,
accessible,
like,
yeah.
People growing up in advanced times, so they're used
Yeah.
to being stuff being advanced.
yeah.
You know, so a lot of the skeptical people are probably like, I don't even know what age group most of the skeptical people are. If there's an age group barrier or not.
It's crazy, I feel like I've seen it a wide range.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought about that. I never really thought like if there's an age or influence or like what is the influence between the barrier? Like what is even our barrier? Like, well, Lamar had to get the vaccine, you know, like because I remember he was on the fence about it at the beginning. And he was like, "Fuck him, I gotta get it for my job regardless." And then. I don't know. Just like I'm just trying to figure out what is the barrier. And you guys are probably like, I don't know what it is. You get the fucking vaccine.
No, I wasn't trying to go back to the vaccine. I just was comparing it to like technology. That's why I think like that shit
But no, that makes sense.
has advanced so fastly is because technology, like we're saying right now, has advanced. And I still think like I think like you're saying that now, but I think we're just scratching the surface of what technology is really gonna be. Because now we're really like, shit's going fast. Everything. Things come and go. There's always a new technology. There's probably stuff we don't even know about. They're probably, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
No, for sure.
I don't know how we got to that. I think we're talking
Bro,
TV.
even with making babies, I'm going off at a tangent, but like they're fucking coding babies nowadays.
What? I would say for me though, my go-to movie would be, if it wasn't The Wood, I really like Life. And
That's a good one.
I like Shrek a lot. Shrek is my
Ooh,
jam.
that's a good one too.
I always watch Shrek.
See what I mean? That's tough because then I'll sit there. It just depends. Like I'll try to go through and there'll be like certain ones that I'm just like, yeah, let me run it back.
I like The Grinch a lot too. The
Grinch
Jim
is
Carrey Grinch.
Yeah, for sure. That one I used to run it back all the time, bro.
That's literally hilarious.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I also liked Ace Ventura a lot. I was like,
Jim Carrey's the
yeah.
man. And his Joe Biden impressions are always on.
Do you still watch Saturday Night Live?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I recently went back because it's been a minute.
Right.
But they're off right now, so they won't be back until Thanksgiving.
I haven't been
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh wow.
They be having their off season.
Okay. You
I
said you
see
still watch
Kim
it?
Kardashian is the next host.
Oh wow.
That'll
Or
be interesting.
She's October host. You said when did they come out?
Thanksgiving.
Are you sure? I thought she usually come in October. Dang.
I mean, everything
That's
has
what
come
I'm-
fast. Time flies
Yeah.
nowadays.
Well,
Like,
either way, she's gonna be a host. That's crazy.
What else you guys been watching though? The Raising Kanan season finale came out.
Yep, I watched that.
So I double dipped. I watched the Raising Kanan season finale and then the BMF first episode finally released, and they was both pretty good.
Yeah, I watched it. Both
that's
of
cool
them.
that that's smart to do it like that, like a season finale, then a season premiere or something. That's
And
smart.
yes,
Yeah, it came on, but I didn't even have to switch it.
It was
just-
right there.
I just started watching. I was like, is this still Raising Kanan?
Yeah, it was
Like,
pretty
it's
So
good.
still-
50 taking
like-
over stars on Sunday
It's
night.
about to be his show, or his network.
I mean, it looks like. I mean, they all look kind of the same. Like the recording and like the theatrics on
Like the production of everything.
Yeah, so it's like. Have you watched Raising Kanan?
Yeah.
Okay, so like
I just haven't
BMF, it
finished
looked like it was just another story like across the street, like
Okay.
telling this story.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to see if like how different they were gonna try and do BMF. But it's kind of around the same time period. BMF is just in Detroit,
Okay.
and that's where it
And
originates.
where did Drive, motherfucker. Was
Snowfall?
Yeah, Snowfall.
Where did they go out of town at?
It was like down south. I want to say
Oh, it was like Louisiana or
Yeah.
something like that.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It was somewhere like Arkansas, somewhere country,
Yeah, it was
Louisiana.
I
definitely.
wonder if they're gonna pick up there.
Yeah,
Oh, they're
that's-
definitely gonna tell that story for
That's
sure.
what Trav was saying. He was like,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, Franklin. He said, who's Franklin? I said, what? He said, see, Raising Kanan made me forget about everybody else.
He was low key and Rick watching Raising Kanan, and I'm like, oh wait, that wasn't it. That wasn't Raising Kanan. That was back in
You can't forget about
It's all
my
the
boy
same. They all talk
Franklin,
about
man.
crap.
That's what we started the show off.
Nah,
it's
it's-
the Snowfall.
Nah, for real.
Then we about to find out what happened to his dad.
I know, that's what put us on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that show.
I know.
But what else have I been watching?
Nah, I honestly, this week I did not watch a whole lot, so it hasn't been too much to watch for me.
I'm on like
Been
season
busy.
2 of C. It's pretty good. I know there's still
Actually, I did
dropping
watch
new episodes.
3 episodes of C. So I restarted all the way from the beginning. I said, let me start it. I still don't like the first scene of the rocks and stuff. I was like,
Apple's been taking up a lot of my attention for sure.
yeah.
Which is interesting because Netflix just dropped like their whole upcoming lineup, and it says they tease Stranger Things season 4, a Kanye West documentary called Genius, which is weird, and a few other things. They said they previewed Money Heist, Ozark. They previewed and a few other things. So it looks like they're getting ready to ramp up on a few of their shows too. Bridgerton was like their #1 watch show.
What is that about?
Exactly.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm gonna look it up here soon. But Netflix released their most streamed movies and shows, and I'm pretty sure Bridgerton was #1. I was so offended. I was like, Bridgerton. Tiger King was up there too.
Tiger King 2?
That's I'm like, how are they still going?
What? There's more to tell. They're gonna tell us about today,
What
huh?
else can they tell us? He's in jail.
That's hilarious. But I'm excited out of all those. I'm gonna check the Kanye out for sure. Stranger Things and Ozarks. I've been waiting for Ozarks low key.
That's what I was gonna ask. Any
Isn't The Witcher supposed to come out here soon? Did it come out already?
is that with who's the actor?
Superman dude.
Yeah. I
The
don't
Witcher?
think I finished
Yeah.
the first season.
Season 1?
I don't think I ever finished that. That'll be
What?
something to go back to.
Nah,
yeah.
go check that out.
It's like top 10.
I think that's better than C in my personal
Oh,
opinion.
it's more. It's been more watched than Bridgerton.
You don't have it.
Bro, I just said it.
Yeah, you didn't read the numbers.
Alright, read it to me.
See, I guess it's loading too much.
Oh, that's in December. December 17th, season 2 comes out on that.
Oh, they did
For
it
The Witcher?
opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in inverse.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that. I'm trying to go to #1.
That's stupid. Yeah, I hate that too. Well, it's because they want you to read the whole thing.
Go sit down. Damn, I want to see the movies too. But like I said, Netflix released their most streamed shows and movies of 2020, and Bridgerton was #1 most watched with 82 million. And the only reason I know what this is because the black dude, which I guess is like some huge sex symbol right now, he was on SNL, and I was like, who's this black English guy? And he said he was on Bridgerton, that was on Netflix, and then I was like, Bridgerton on Netflix, but I've never seen it. But apparently everybody was watching it. It was the #1 most streamed show, like out of all. And we're gonna get into some other shows, but Bridgerton over everything. Didn't Ozark drop in 2020, or was that 2019?
Yeah, they're the year before. It was definitely before
With
2020.
Tommy? Number 2 is The Witcher. Speaking of The Witcher,
Oh, that's crazy.
76 million. Spider-Man with dreadlocks kind of just threw me off.
You mean Superman?
I mean, yeah, Superman. I'm so used to him killing the Superman. But it was good. I don't know why I stopped watching it.
That shit is good. That's. I think that's for sure better than C in my personal
Okay,
opinion.
I'm gonna go back to it. Lupin. Have you guys? I've heard of this too, but I've never watched it.
It was on my list, but I didn't get to it. But that's crazy.
It's like another English show.
Yeah.
Money Heist.
See, I couldn't get into this.
The first season was pretty
cool.
good.
Yeah, it was.
I liked
First, after that, I was like, this. I couldn't get back into it.
What was crazy is a lot of people still swear by it. I'm like, yeah, the deal was good. So I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to it. But Money Heist was number 4 with 65 million. Stranger Things 3, 64 mil. Tiger King.
That's
And
crazy.
honestly, I don't know if this is just 2020. I think this is.
Just overall.
It's for the year of 2020, but I don't think it's just things that were released in 2020.
I get
if
what
that
you're
makes
saying.
sense.
Yeah,
But
it makes
it's the
sense because
2020
people stream stuff at later
Yeah,
times.
exactly.
What's crazy is some could release and maybe it doesn't catch traction until later on.
Exactly, because that's what they were saying. Like Stranger Things and Money Heist, 2017, 2016. Tiger King's number 6. That had us all in a chokehold. Queen's Gambit, number 7. I seen that was popular. Sweet Tooth.
What the fuck is this?
I think I started watching it, but it didn't really catch my eye.
What the
I
heck?
skipped.
Hold on,
Was he
scroll,
half deer?
scroll down. I wanna.
He's half deer. Apocalyptic Earth.
Yeah, and I think there's like more than just him too, if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting. I like shows like this.
Yeah, I might give it a chance. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I like to get outside of our world.
Yeah, Sweet Tooth at number 8. Emily in Paris. Never heard of that.
Never.
Never gonna watch that either. Fate, The Winx Saga.
No.
Never heard of that. Shadow and Bone, number 11.
That should look like.
A knockoff Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but with houses in the background.
See,
what's going on?
this is why we thought Netflix was falling off.
Exactly. That show right there was
Shadow and
about.
Bone. Like, what in the Jon Snow is this?
What's that came out this year? What the heck?
2021, yeah.
Interesting.
Who Killed Sarah in Spanish? And then You.
Dang. Oh, season 2. Did y'all ever watch You?
Nah, but it'd be having my timeline in the
Yes.
in
It's about a
headlock.
stalker,
Yeah.
bro. It's like I watched maybe the first 5 episodes. But it's this dude stalking this girl basically, just learning stuff about her in order to swoop her basically.
And does he scoop her? Yeah.
But it's like girls is like, dang, do I want to go like that? Or
No, that's what I'm
not?
saying. They be like crushing over this.
It's because he's literally learning everything about her, but it's like freaky because he's like stalking her, like looking outside her window, like, dang, you slept with him, huh? First night, huh? Dang, that's how you are, huh? It's that easy.
And then he's just learning like
Like
her,
just learning
what?
her, like how she, like, does she shower in the mornings, like,
That's weird as fuck.
That
so
is
like to
so
help her
weird.
live better.
I don't
It's
think I'm
like-
gonna watch that shit.
Right,
That
it's
shit sound
weird, right? Yeah, but it's crazy that the girls like it. It's like, so
A
do
lot
you
of them
like, you want somebody to be that into you, huh? Some girls be weird like that though.
Really quick for the top 10 films, Extraction is number 1, Bird Box, Spencer Confidential, 6 Underground, Murder Mystery, The Old Guard, Enola Holmes, Project Power, Army of the Dead, and then Fatherhood. All doing some pretty big numbers, so people are still up there on Netflix.
That's crazy.
Any other shows we've been watching we want to share with the world?
Nah, man.
Anything we're looking forward to? You said Insecure dropped their trailer.
Yeah,
That'd be
Insecure.
interesting.
We didn't talk about that yet?
It is a TV show season. It's in the house season.
Nah, I said we wait till like the week before when we really kind of get back into it. Because I'm rewatching it too, so.
Wait, Insecure?
Yeah.
You
I'm
got
like
2
halfway
weeks.
through the second season.
You got like,
But yeah, like you guys said, it's pretty fast. Because I did that in like a day.
Yeah.
So.
Honestly, that's one of my
no,
go-to
Insecure is
shows.
easy.
Oh, that is when you go to shows. That's
when
a
I'm
good one
going
too.
to sleep, I'm like, I'm just about to put on Insecure.
Yeah,
And then I like wake up and it's like over.
Exactly.
It's so quick. But yeah, I watch Insecure all the time, literally. It's definitely one of my favorite shows. Now, what about some music though? What new music y'all been bumping, if any?
For me, man, I didn't. You guys know my story. I was just busy this week, so I didn't really get to nothing. So
Honestly, yeah, I didn't bump too much music this weekend, and a lot of stuff didn't really drop, to be honest. But
I mean, the West Side, I've heard a little bit, but that's been around you guys, and I haven't really heard it. Just me listening to it myself.
I mean, yeah, I heard Westside, Griselda Gang, all over that, and Young Boy.
yeah, NBA YoungBoy dropped the album.
Sound like NBA Young Boy.
Sincerely Contrail.
It's nothing new or extravagant. It's just NBA doing this NBA thing.
Yeah, didn't really impress me too much either. But still, with that being said, Drake has been number one since he's dropped, and NBA YoungBoy is on pace to be number one this week.
Well, I saw that they were fighting for it. I saw like Drake was at like 132 on pace, and he's at like 131 or something like that.
I heard 135, but yeah, it's a
okay.
battle.
Yeah.
He's battling.
But it's crazy that this is in the 4th week for Drake, and he's still like about to do those numbers. Because we were talking last week, I said Kanye in his 4th week did 55, but it still show you that Drake's on that other level when it comes to those numbers.
And the cool thing about YoungBoy is he doesn't have no features too, so it'll be
Oh, that's dope. I didn't realize that.
interesting, you know, when people go number one without any features.
Yeah.
It's crazy because Baby Birdman in an interview said Drake is gonna be the richest rapper, but YoungBoy is gonna be the best or most famous rapper. It's like something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think I was watching that interview.
Basically saying those are gonna be the top
Yeah, I
rappers.
saw clips of the interview too.
Yeah. And he was just saying, he was like, NBA YoungBoy, he was like, he's a $1 billion business right now. And he was like, he reminds him of Young Thug when he was 20. And he was just saying like, there's just more money in the game now, so he has the potential to be crazier. And he was like, just like when Drake was 20, when Nicki was 20, but by the time he is 30, he was saying the NBA's potential can just be crazy. Because if he's doing this now, just imagine like,
Later.
he still has a lot of time to get better.
Isn't he in jail right now
Yeah,
too?
I'm pretty sure he's
Yeah,
in
and I
jail.
saw something like that. He might be the first to go number one in jail since like Wayne, I think is what it was.
probably.
Yeah.
I can see that. It's called Sincerely Contrail. And honestly, when I was listening to it, I feel like he's like apologizing to somebody. So I think this is like his what's the word? Like his like apology CD to one of his girls. I don't know. That's kind of the gist I was getting at.
Mm-hmm.
It was really like sincere.
Yeah.
And he was like singing a lot. But I was getting the vibe like it was made for one of his chicks, and he was like basically just writing her a letter. It was pretty cool,
I
but
think he recorded that. So this is old.
Has
He
to be.
released it because he's in jail right now.
yeah, he just has that much music.
Yeah, because I was gonna say this ain't nothing new. Like he ain't even been working on the new sound and nothing. Just like NBA, so it makes sense.
And he's just like, yeah, just drop it.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him being the biggest rapper just because he's good at rapping, bro. So it's like,
Well,
I'm like, bro, how you putting out all these songs? Like you listen to him, like he's rapping, like saying a lot of stuff, bro. It's like,
yeah. Speaking of YoungBoy, his management actually issued a statement because YouTube wasn't promoting his music and they weren't putting him on like playlists because he's in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying that's messed up. He's like, he's been the #1 most streamed artist on y'all's platform like 4 out of the last 5 years, 3 out of the last 4 years, and he's been bringing y'all all this money, and then now since he's in his situation, y'all want to like just disown him. And that's super interesting because they're talking facts. This little NBA YoungBoy is like one of the most YouTube streamed artists.
no,
Yeah, imagine if
was
he was
number
just
one
like,
for
oh, I'm gonna
a
up
couple years.
and go to Spotify like Joe Rogan.
Drop all my stuff on SoundCloud.
Yeah, or SoundCloud or any of those other platforms,
That's
Tidal or
yeah.
whatever.
That's a lot of
Apple
money.
Music you can even go to now. They're trying to do their own things with that.
So
So
I thought that was interesting. That
Yeah.
they're like trying to disown him, kind of, or just not. They are playing his music, but they're not like promoting it. I guess is what his team was saying.
no, but I get what they're saying because he is making tons of money.
And he's just in jail. Like,
yeah.
it's not like he's like in murder or murder felon. He's not the first rapper to be in jail.
Yeah.
He's not the first artist to be in jail.
It's not the first celebrity to be in jail.
Bro, watch when he comes out, bro. He gonna have so many raps.
He's gonna have potential. He's not even on the radio, to be honest. Like, he's not really a household name like that. Like, my parents don't really know who NBA YoungBoy is. So like,
Like
he's
YouTube.
he's once he has that hit single or like that one popular album, that classic, he still he can go crazy. Like, he still has a lot of.
He gonna get to the point where he can
Wait till
he can be canceled or like no big corporations can influence him. He's gonna have the influence, you know.
I think he's at that level now, to be honest.
Mhm.
But that's what Birdman was saying is like, he's young. He just doesn't know how to capitalize on it yet. He's like, once he realizes who he is, is when he'll like take it seriously. And he was like, I can't follow him. He's like, when I was 20, I was outside, I was in the hood, all this other stuff too. But
I feel like him being in jail right now is gonna
sit him down.
like straighten him up, open his eyes, like, all right, I really got something going for
For
myself.
real.
Cause he's not young no more, you know.
Yeah.
Like your mental gotta change at some point.
At some
like,
point.
yeah, you're reckless when you're young. Like we've been there, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's just like.
But then it
his
just
things are just reckless.
just
at-
clicks
it's
one
just
day,
like,
you're
we
like-
just do shit. Like, oh,
You're like, why am I doing this? You're like, this don't make no sense no more.
Right.
But I think it's cool that he does have a few. I don't know how involved Birdman is in him, but that he has a few older heads that like will give him some advice.
Kind of mentor him.
And I feel like he felt like he felt like he had to be that reckless to keep up that name and just be rowdy, you know, just be violent.
I
Just
think that's just who he is, and that's why
no,
he
that's
has that
it
name.
is.
Yeah.
But at this point, he's probably gonna realize like, yeah, I need to grow up. Like I don't have to do that no more.
Right.
You know,
And when he
just
do-
focus on getting the bag.
True.
You know.
And when he does that and he starts reaching the other audience outside of YouTube, that's when it's gonna take off and go crazy. Once he starts going mainstream, where he's gonna get invited to more things, you know.
I can see him going like 21 Savage or you know like people fuck with 21 a lot more nowadays.
True.
Honestly, I would say it remind me more kind of like a Lil Durk route.
That too.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
to clean up.
Yeah.
Even 50 Cent, like when he first came out, he
People
was
do.
reckless.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to be. You don't have to portray
Yeah.
an image no more. People love you. Or you built your
Yeah.
fan base.
True.
They're stuck with you now. Now what are you gonna do?
Yeah, no, we've seen a lot of people like. So he has the blueprint to go off of. You mentioned the West Side Gun album. It's Hitler Wears Hermes 8, and it's side B. So he literally just dropped the Hitler Wears Hermes 8 like 2 weeks ago. But this is supposed to be like the deluxe of that album. But I like this one a little bit better than the first one. The first week listen, I don't know why he didn't. I don't know why they have so much music. First
Right.
of all.
Like this is 20 tracks, bro. This is
Bro,
side B.
another 20. Like you just dropped. And it's like he has Jay Electronica on here. He has one with the Griselda Gang. He has Tyler on a song. Larry June is on a song. It's pretty good. I don't know why he didn't
Show it.
Yeah, at
Speaking-
first, but when you go into it, I think he finally released the features.
Oh, I see. So the one you had downloaded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And speaking of somebody dropping back to back, and you said Larry June was on there. Larry June just dropped too, didn't he?
Yeah, Larry June drops
Yeah.
often.
Yeah, we were just talking about Larry June, and then he just dropped something again last week.
Really? I didn't.
Friday. I'm pretty sure he just dropped
Or
something.
was it? It wasn't a deluxe.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe that's why y'all haven't seen it.
Maybe, but you know, he's not like.
It was only like
he's
10
independent,
songs.
so he's not going
It
to be
wasn't
on
that
the
many songs.
Apple main list. So I didn't really look into Larry June. If he's not on the main list, I probably wouldn't have seen it.
Nah, it was the main. I didn't like going to hip hop, and it was on the main page.
Oh,
in the
okay.
music. It was like the 4th album.
Yeah, I must
Not
have
on
missed
yours.
that.
Oh, that's fine.
He's not on the browse page. But yeah, I don't know. I was listening to it like it was new.
But someone else that oh yeah, you have him D Smoke. He's pretty big. Like I'm not like the hugest fan of him, but I did see that he dropped.
Yeah.
So I have
Yeah,
it downloaded.
Yeah, D Smoke dropped the album War and Wonders. Definitely downloaded it. I didn't have time to listen to it, but it's definitely on my list.
It looks like he did it with I'm guessing that's a producer, but Larry June and Cardo into
Oh,
the
yeah.
late night.
Yeah, I heard about that. Actually, I didn't know it was new though. But yeah, D Smoke dropped the album War and Wonders. I didn't have a chance to listen to it yet, but he has some pretty big names on here. And I think this is just like his second album since he's really like been on, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm curious, like, if is he gonna be doing like the Spanish rap again?
You know he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his root.
I think he got just a lot of feedback, like, nah man, hold that.
Maybe he should've. I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, that's
I guess if it's not like a great like beat when it comes to like a foreign music for me, like, and I can't really understand them, it's like I don't know really what you're saying. So, and maybe that's my fault. I don't know, but I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah.
This is like he ventured out a little bit more though. Just looking at the features,
No, I like the features based on what I'm seeing for sure.
like more rapidy rap. Almost.
I mean, I would say there's more singing people.
Nah,
on
you're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, did he
They're
venture out?
all vibe.
Yeah, I was like,
Well, I was gonna venture out like we're not gonna hear like his last album was like a lot of Spanish, bro. I'm like, bro. I mean, it's cool. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, I feel like D Smoke always gives us that like vibey, soulful,
Right.
like,
But I do hope
mix of hip rap and singing. So this is like right up his alley for me.
No,
sure.
definitely. I just don't think he's gonna do the Spanish thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to listen to it.
I'm gonna listen to it.
That's why I downloaded it. BJ the Chicago Kid, West Side Boogie, Sir.
I want Sir to drop an album. I feel like it's been long enough, but I know he's with TDE
Yeah,
too, so
good luck.
how they do
That's his
stuff.
brother.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm interested to see how that song sounds. Maybe we'll end with that song, D Smoke and Sir.
Yeah.
Now dropped the album. Didn't get a chance to listen to it either, but she's I know she's one of the ones out here. If you guys haven't seen her NPR Tiny Desk concert, she killed that too. But she's one of the up and coming artists out, kind of thriving. She has an album called "And Then Life Was Beautiful," featuring looks like Liana La Havas is on here, Lucky Day. So not even too many features. Serpent with Feet. I heard it was pretty good, so I'm excited to listen. I just haven't had too much time to listen to music, so it's definitely on my list. And then I Swear Vizo is a guy that's been on my list too. He just dropped the album literally, I think today, which was dope, I thought. Caught my attention. Usually people drop
Fridays.
yeah, so this just kind of proves he does what he wants. He's like probably independent. I've seen a lot of people reposting it, a lot of like famous people, and he has you were talking about the Birdman interview. He has an interview with that same podcast, Big Facts, and it's on my list. I haven't watched it yet, but I keep hearing the name I Swear Vizo, and I'm like, come on, I need to see what this guy's about. But I'm interested to see. He has it's an album, Rich Off Pints 2, Moneybag, Babyface Ray, Future's on here, Twice, RMR. And like I said, he literally just dropped it today.
He has 2 albums from this year. He's dropping music.
So you know he hungry.
Yeah.
I know Meek Mill dropped this weekend. I'm excited for that. I don't think, somebody else. While you said Wale and J. Cole hinted at a song dropping. I know Wale's coming soon.
I'm excited for Wale, Kendrick.
There's somebody else who.
When is Kendrick gonna drop?
I know. There's somebody else who said they're coming October 15th.
Who?
They're dropping the album October 15th. Yeah, somebody pretty good.
I'm like, who else is?
Or
I literally can't remember. I think it was a rapper though. But any other albums you guys are looking that have announced?
Not that I know of. No. I feel like Kendrick's just gonna surprise us one day.
Yeah, he's not announcing it.
just like he did with Baby King.
Honestly, speaking of that, that's the one of them that I run back. I like that album.
For sure.
Give me that.
Nah, man, I don't really have none.
Wax, anything else music?
Yep, I'm anticipating Rihanna. I know she got something coming.
You say that every week.
Childish Gambino.
Okay. I feel like they're recording Atlanta right now too.
Really?
I think so. It's supposed to come out next year.
I thought Atlanta was done.
No.
They're just taking a 3-year break.
Yeah. No, literally, that's what they said. I'm like, that's so childish. Can't be.
Because of the pandemic or?
No, this was 2019. He said they're taking a 3-year break.
I was just playing. I don't know if he's dropping now.
I'm sorry.
I could see.
That'd be dope.
I don't know who's. Nobody's really hinting at dropping anything.
SZA might, I feel like, soon.
Yes.
Because we thought she was going to be up next. And then Zay Rashad came out of kind of nowhere because she was dropping some singles then.
Just drop back like.
But she's still.
But the concert's coming so fast. Is she gonna drop something right before?
I'm curious if
you said she's not. They're not going nowhere else. What if she
SZA?
drops it right before?
Ari Lennox.
Oh my bad.
Both. Curious about both of them dropping.
Yeah, but he was talking about.
I was talking about the concert. I was getting she's not coming to Red Rocks.
But
yeah, what about Ari Lennox?
I'm ready
Is
for
she
Ari
dropping
song.
something?
she dropped a single too recently. So, I mean, I hope she does. I hope all the people from Greenville drop before we go and watch them, so we could just have a good old
So
time.
yeah, something.
For real.
I don't be singing your old shit. Even though I do want to be singing your old shit.
Like, I'm still gonna go regardless, but Playboy Cardi too. We've been thinking that he was gonna drop something.
Yeah, he not dropping shit.
Damn, even before we go and see him.
Yeah, nah. That's in like 2 weeks. He eating.
Nah,
off of-
that's when we go see him. That's just like
that's
2
not-
months.
Yeah, that's not 2 weeks. But he eating off a whole lot of red, so he not dropping nothing.
Yeah.
Bro, you see how long it took him to drop a whole
That's
lot
what I'm
of red?
saying. We like
Y'all really thought he was
we
supposed to drop
forced him
something?
to drop a whole lot of red.
I just hope we get more good music for the rest of the 3 months that we have left.
Alright, do y'all think
We've been getting
any
a lot.
big artist is gonna drop before the year's over?
No, we ask this question every week.
No, yeah,
Well,
I feel like
the year's about to be over. It's getting closer and closer.
Kendrick, Rihanna.
Do you think they're gonna drop before the year's over?
If it's
I don't
Kendrick
think
Rihanna,
Rihanna
I
is.
don't think either one of them are. I think they're gonna wait till the next year.
Yeah, me too.
Again.
I don't think Rihanna is.
Yeah, we literally had this conversation.
I don't think Kendrick is.
I seen
I
the
don't think
Migos were gonna
Jay-Z
be in
is.
Colorado for October. They're going to Boulder to have a concert in Boulder.
That's random.
You know,
Why would they go to Boulder? Why didn't they come to Denver?
It's not up to them. It's whoever books them. They're like, yeah, we'll come make some money.
Not for real. Like, they don't even have to be on tour. It's just-
Yeah, they're like, if they get booked. But I think it's for CU Boulder students, and then it says it's open to the public too. So, you know, like how CSU does their yearly
Yeah,
concert
yeah.
thing.
Yeah. So yeah, they could definitely afford that.
But it was like Migos, Jacquees, Blast, and somebody else. I'm like, I might have to be in
For
there.
real? I'm like,
October
what's up?
30th?
Oh. I like Boulder Lucky.
Boulder's a
I
dope
went to a couple football games random like a few years
little
ago.
concert
Bro, was
scene.
it fun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wasn't cheering for nobody, but that shit was dope.
It's big.
Mhm.
It's huge.
Like the view is dope. Like
Oh, for sure. You're
I
right
just
there.
miss CSU's stadium. You know how it was like right next to the mountains?
How it's
So
on
it's
the
like
rocks.
Boulder's the next best place to get that.
Yeah.
I hate that CSU's is on campus now. That's so dumb.
I know. It's smart, but it's dumb.
It's not smart. Now you gotta worry about freshmen drinking. More and more now, because it's on campus. Where they gonna tailgate at? They tailgate on campus still.
Well, they're freshmen. They're not supposed to be drinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's increasing attendance, which is their main issue. And they fixed their main issue. Just like
you go there.
Yeah, just like with basketball games. It's on campus, so everybody went. Boost the attendance. That's all they needed to do.
They're just trying to make money.
So it's so smart and what they wanted to do.
They don't care about us drinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Come on.
It's college.
As long as they get paid, as long as you pay your
As long as you
tuition.
show up, they can pay their advertising. They get paid for all those seats filled. They could show their analytics. That's all they care about. Before we get out of here, Broncos, Baltimore game. We're going, speaking of stadium life, any predictions for that game? Broncos 3-0.
Broncos
Baltimore
4-0. Let's go. Broncos 4-0.
I'm
baby.
I think the Ravens are gonna pull it off.
Fucking Giants fan. Disclaimer, he's a Giants fan.
Every team that the Broncos played, the Broncos like opponent's record is 0-9 right now. And I just learned that this morning. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
It's Jacksonville,
So
the
this-
Giants, and Jets.
So this is gonna be their
You
first.
said their records are 0-9?
Every
0-9. Every
their
team
opponent's
with
teams.
Yeah,
that they
they're
played is
they're
0-9.
defeated.
Like from last season too?
Bro, what?
No, they've all had 3 games. So together they're 0-9. Those three teams.
Oh, okay.
So this is gonna be like their first real test.
That's what we can say about it. All right, for sure.
You said that's weird to say.
That they're on 9, yeah. Just say they're on 3. They're all on 3.
No, their team combined record is all that.
That's-
They're
yeah, that's-
defeated. That's trash. But I'm like, you only got to beat who's in front of you. So it's not on the Broncos.
No, true.
And we knew going into this
Okay.
that they had one of the easiest schedules.
With
of the
that
year.
being said, the Broncos are undefeated starting with the first preseason game.
They are
We
3-0
know
now.
that weird facts like that.
I mean,
not
it
a
wasn't.
We haven't lost yet this season.
I mean, I agree, but I still think I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I'm not saying it's gonna be a blowout. I just think the Ravens are gonna.
Okay, why do you think the Ravens?
Because I think it's gonna be the first time they have a real test. To be honest, I think we'll see. I could be completely wrong. I wouldn't bet any money on it, but I think I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
So you're saying the Broncos are overrated? That's definitely what you're saying.
I still think they're unproven in my eyes because they haven't really faced a good team. Like I know the Ravens are a playoff team. Could I guarantee the Broncos are gonna be a playoff team?
Dang, bro, that's coming from a Giants fan.
What? I'm not trying to diss no one.
No, I'm just saying we played you, we beat you.
I know bro. That's the truth. We're not a good team. We're 0-3.
So are y'all gonna lose this Sunday?
What do you want me to say? I
Are
can't.
y'all gonna lose this Sunday?
Both New York teams are defeated. 0-3,
Nah,
0-3.
we should win. I think we could win that.
Who they play? Man, you don't
I
know.
thought you were saying the Jets.
The Saints, right?
The Giants.
Yeah, the Giants.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have
it'll be close.
It's crazy. We lose in the worst ways. Like literally, we'll be right there and we'll lose by a field goal, 1 point. Like
Offsides.
it's a lot of
I
mental
feel like that
errors.
Bronco game and the Giants game, that was a tough task for us. We didn't just
Nah.
walk all over y'all.
I
It was
agree.
a close game.
I mean, I don't think we're like the worst team. Like I still think the Jets are the worst team. I would say Jacksonville's worse than us. Like
Is
out of the
Baltimore
three
better than
teams,
y'all?
huh? Yes, Baltimore. Yes.
Baltimore is shaky right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're winning good games though.
They beat the Chiefs, but the Chiefs they're just on it down.
Didn't they win last week?
Yeah, but barely.
But it's
Against
still-
Detroit.
Detroit, bro.
Still,
They were
but-
supposed to smack Detroit.
Yeah.
True.
It was like an ugly game. But they're still 2-1. Regardless, I think it's going to be a really good game.
And who did they lose to again? They barely lost. Who was overtime?
Vegas.
Vegas.
Raiders.
It was overtime. That's right.
And that was a tough game, too.
I'm not afraid of the Baltimore Ravens,
But do you think the Baltimore Ravens are afraid of the Broncos?
bro. Yes.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's
don't
why
think
it's going to be a good game.
Huh?
That's why I think it's going
You
to be a
ain't
good
afraid
game.
of Nick Chubb and Von Miller coming off the edge, and then you
Chubb is
got
out, first of all.
Alright, well, Von Miller, and then you got certain.
If I'm Lamar Jackson,
I don't
no.
think so.
If I'm me, yeah, for sure. But if I'm Lamar Jackson, I'm not scared. I'm running away from all these fools.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see how fast he can run.
You just are biased. You're not over here trying to.
Bro, I have Lamar Jackson on my fantasy team.
That doesn't mean nothing.
And
You're
I'm
still a
not
Broncos
saying
fan before your fantasy team.
Huh? No, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just basing it off this season. Like, Lamar is disappointing me. But not all the way biased because
You're like
Baltimore's not.
Okay,
That
will
big.
Baltimore be the biggest test you guys have had this year?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's
Because
not
Lamar
yeah.
Jackson, yeah. Just because of Lamar Jackson.
No, not yeah.
They
for
don't
sure.
have nothing else.
Their
But not,
defense.
Their
I'm
defense
not
is
afraid of
pretty
their defense.
They have a
Yeah,
good defense.
I think they have a good defense. Yeah,
They do have a good
it's their offense. They don't really have a go-to person that this fool throws to besides his
Detroit
tight
was
end.
making their defense look pretty shaky.
They only scored 14 points. It was like 14-16 or something like that. And then they kicked, or 16, and then they kicked the field goal. It was 17-16. So they didn't
That's
get
because
scored
Detroit was
a lot.
running a lot.
And what I'd also say too
Vegas
is like,
didn't score that much.
but going back, you guys are like kind of harping on them for having close games or shaky games. They've been more battle tested. Like, you know what I mean? Like they've had to pull off those games and be able to execute in crunch time to make something happen.
Yeah,
you know what I
they
mean?
wins a win.
Like
so.
yeah, so I think it's just gonna be
That was a tough one.
it's gonna be a different game. Even with this to get the field goal, like they still had to do something, even though there's some controversy
Last
with that.
seconds.
And this will kick the longest field goal. That's crazy.
Ever. 66
We were there
yards.
watching it. That was crazy.
The boink. We was
Bro.
But I still think I think it's gonna be a good game. But I think the Ravens are gonna pull it off. I think it's gonna be like a 14-13 type of game.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like 17-21.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's gonna be low scoring.
Mm.
I'm gonna start Marquise Brown though, because I'm watching him. Actually, I don't know. I'm definitely starting Tim Patrick, but I don't know about Marquise Brown yet.
He dropped a lot of
That's what I'm
balls.
saying. I can't start niggas that's dropping balls.
But he had a lot of opportunities.
That's what I'm saying too. That's why I'm on the
All
fence.
3 of those are touchdowns.
And I think he just needs to break one. And if I'm,
Touchdown
what if
right
I'm there watching it and I'm like, let's go, Marquise Brown, and then I just get soft. You don't be there.
I'm gonna suck.
I'm gonna have my Broncos hat on just so they know.
It's gonna be me.
Just so you know, but dang, I think I'm gonna start Tim Patrick so I can see him go out, and then I don't know, maybe Marquise Brown. But you're gonna be starting Lamar Jackson, so that's gonna be interesting.
I have to start Lamar.
Are you gonna be rooting for him?
It's crazy because I went to
So
that.
no, so we're definitely. Forgot what I was talking about, but I don't got too much else. I think it's been a good Friday. I think we can go on ahead and wrap this up, unless you guys got anything you want to get off your chest.
Nah, not really. Just remind everybody to wash your hands. That was on my mind today. I was like, bro, I hope people are just still washing their hands. Cause like there was like 2 concerts last night, and I just seen everybody just having fun. Like,
Did you go to Trippie Red?
I didn't. I wish I did, but
This food Martella asked me to.
yeah.
That's crazy. I hope so too, because I'm still the type of person. As soon as I get back home, I'm like,
Right, like
let me wash my hands
vaccination
real
or
quick.
not,
Like,
still wash your hands. Like, I would say mask up, but it's a little. I don't know. That's like a political statement at this point. Like, oh, you got your mask on? That's a weird, man. They made it into a political statement. But yeah, just protect yourself, man. At the end of the day, whatever makes you feel comfortable, protect yourself. Don't be reckless out here, regardless.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like having sex. She says she on birth control, still wear a condom. You know?
Yeah, no, definitely. Can we trust in everyone?
Yeah, that's what I had to get off my chest. What y'all gotta get off y'all's chest?
I mean, I agree with that. Just still that, but I'd also say just stay tuned. I'm about to be working on some stuff. I gotta readjust. Things are about to change with this cooking show, but I gotta figure it out. But yeah, keep on the lookout. I'm about to be dropping some stuff.
I'm excited for that first episode. The taste was there.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. That makes me happy.
Taste was.
Well, like, comment, subscribe. Find us back, same place, same time next week. And like that, we go.
Always trying to sneak out, get stuff off his chest.
Maybe you just didn't have nothing to get off your chest.
Like, comment, subscribe.
It's just funny. Anything else for y'all?
I got stuff
Yo,
off my chest the whole show.
Yo, this is other things, other names let's talk more about, 'cause, well,